Special good morning to one and all viewers, listeners of Classic Radio, and viewers of GBN TV. Good morning. How's everyone doing this morning? Hope all is well with you, and certainly hope that you're having a great morning thus far. It's another edition of To The Point, today being Wednesday, the 6th day of September, within the year 2023. I'm your host, GT. I'll be with you this morning until it's 10 a.m. We have 1 hour to play around with. Let's bring it out to about 57 minutes or so to play around with this morning. And today's program, usually on Wednesdays, we do offer the opportunity from government, various departments within government to pop by the studio and sit down and have a chit chat about various issues that they would like to speak about. And so we don't have a rep this morning, anyone representing the government side of things or any department from government this morning. So which leads to us having an open line this morning, which means you viewers and listeners out there, you have the option of calling in 435-2041, 435-2041. Let me hear your views, your concerns pertaining to issues out there that is relevant and you may like to speak about. Feel free to do so. Certainly offer you the opportunity. I beg of you to keep your comments short and, as the name of the program says, to the point, and move on so we can accommodate as much callers as possible. Once again, it's an open line this morning, 435-2041. No specific topic line to deal with this morning, so I leave it up to you, listeners and viewers out there, to come up with a particular topic line that others may want to chime in on in terms of what you may want to speak about. Feel free to do so. 435-2041. Let's go to the phone line and entertain our very first caller. We may have lost that caller there. 435-2041. That's the number if you want to get on the program this morning. As I mentioned in the intro, it's an open line this morning. I didn't mention of course, online listeners this morning, those of you listening via gbn.gd, those of you via our social media platform to YouTube channels. Still not sure we got the Facebook back as yet. That should be rectified in a matter of days. And so those of you who usually listen and view via the Facebook page, apology for that. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, you're welcome. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, GT, and morning to your listeners and your viewers.
Good morning to you.
On Monday night, we talked to your radio station. I mean, your entity had a good program, and beyond the headline on nutrition, diet and nutrition, with children, especially in relation to the return to school. One of you guests had highlighted the need for national conversation around the whole issue of food and nutrition and all of that. I think I want to endorse that. We need to have a national conversation.
Yes.
Because food is a source of energy. Food is a source of life and sustenance. And if we don't have the right food, then we may not be healthy, as a lot of situations. But also this morning on the news, one of the advocates for mental illness was speaking. And again, this is a very pertinent issue. And she said that we tend to lump mental illness into one kind of situation, and there's two extreme. I mean, and only think about the extreme, like people really losing their mind. And I endorse that. But I also want to point out that there's something that we do that contribute to mental health. I mean, mental ill health. For instance, I can't understand, in the year 2023, how come that after being fed with the BBC for the whole night, the first news we are hearing is on the BBC. And we talk about colonialism. We talk about imperialism. Not understanding the effect of what we hear or what we see. So the first thing you get up is the master in your ears. I mean, have we not seen a connection with how we perceive ourselves? I mean, if the BBC doesn't give us some news, sometimes we have no news. It's ridiculous. And then on top of that, GBN is opening itself, make itself available for propaganda. There's this piece of news, for instance, I heard it about 2 days ago, and GBN brought it this morning, where the Americans are speculating that the leader of North Korea is going to go to Russia to discuss Russia's need for arms, which is ridiculous. That is not. This can never be true. But at least, if the Americans say that, let them say why we have to really be conduit or parrots for them. How is that important for us to read the situation in Haiti? Why aren't we concerned about what is happening in Haiti? The Americans have just informed their citizens, get out of Haiti. We don't know what they're about to do there. Get out of Haiti. Haiti is so problematic. Although people on the ground will tell you it's not as evil and bad as they try to make it out. Of course, there's crime, there's this. But as in any other part of the world, in Somalia, in Sudan, people are being killed. They're not saying, get out there. So why are we have to be parrots for Uncle Sam and his brothers and sisters? I know you, and I want to honor you not to be concise. Thank you very much.
Thank you, caller. Thank you for your contribution this morning. Of course, you opened the batting there. 435-2041, 435-2041. Open line this morning. Feel free to give me a call. You probably have an issue that you would like to speak of or a concern. Feel free to do that this morning. Let's go back to the phone line. Let's say good morning to the caller. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Telesford. Greetings. How are you?
Do it pretty well, sir. What about you?
I trust that you're fit and fine, ready for my other season, because henceforth I'll begin to make my noises again, whether or not certain people like it. I hope to speak on very serious matters which, of course, hardly anybody else in this here country, and in certain cases, nobody in this here country wishes to speak about. I want to speak about, or I will speak about as we go along, Mr. Telesford, the standard of media broadcasting in this here country, the poor diction, the incompetence of some of the so-called presenters, the poor language skills that they disseminate to the young people of this here country. I want to talk about politics. I shall be challenging the so-called Governor General and leadership of this here country on the constitutional architecture of this country, whereas we were about to celebrate 50 jubilee years of political independence. I still want to call on them to show me how a monarchy can be a democracy, and how a country that is ruled by a monarch can be a sovereign and politically independent and sovereign nation state. I want to ask these questions. I want to ask a question, Mr. Telesford, about the seismic research data of the petroleum reserves of our country. In whose hands these things are, Mr. Telesford? The people of this country ought to know that. I want to challenge the state, this colonial government, on the status and plight of people with disabilities in this here country, as they continue to fly in the face of the International Convention on the Rights of People with Disabilities. These are the things I'll be talking about again, Mr. Tess, and I wouldn't stop. And I demand that they answer the questions, and many more, of course. I will also take the opportunity as I round up here, Mr. Telesford, so give some pedantic classes in the English language who care to learn. You can't challenge me afterwards, because I shall also give you bibliographical references on where you can find them. Not you personally, I'm not talking about you, the people, and who the cap fit pull the string. So thank you very much for a reintroduction, and I trust that you people prepare yourselves to listen to the things that you do not and will not hear anywhere else. Have a nice day, William, Mr. Telesford.
Thank you also to Mr. Rollo. Have yourself a good day. 435-2041. It's an open line for To The Point for today. Feel free to give me that call. Express your views and concerns. So let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Sir, don't want to criticize. But when people criticizing, I should think the word criticism means both good and bad. A few seconds pass.
Hello? Seem to we may have lost that caller there for some reason or the other. Not sure the reasons why for that. 435-2041, 435. Let's entertain another caller. Hope we don't have that issue again. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Hi. Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. What about you this morning?
I'm all right. I'm just sorry. Minister of the government wasn't on the program this morning. Let me ask them what they could do for these people. I remember the building up of the election in my community, another community. I saw chuckles dropping bales, slings of cement. And when I go around in Telescope, Mount Parnassus, most of the cement just remain, just steady and get hard. Because they said they was helping with bathroom and toilet. No sand, no drop, no gravel, only cement just weeks before the election. So I wish our government could find ways. You know, growing up in Telescope, they had a big grinder in the point. They used to grind stone, getting chips and different grade of stone. Instead of dumping this cement and then, I wonder if they have a machine where they could grind the cement and perhaps use it as a foundation. If you can put up blocks or what the case may be, or can smooth wall, perhaps they could find a way to grind it and mix it to do the foundation of the septic tank of what the people have to do, because it's not easy to just dump all this cement. Sometimes I hold 35 bags at home, get 35 bags, and all stay and get hard. So I wish one of the government ministers was there to ask them, let them know that if they could do something to help this people and them with the cement.
All right. Probably next week we will have a minister on the program and he could probably answer those questions depending on the particular ministry or particular department that they're representing.
Okay, my brother. Have a good day.
You too. Have a good morning. 435-2041, 435-2041. That's the number if you want to get on to the point this morning. Is the open line segment this morning. We have lost that caller there. 435-2041. You can also send your comments via the WhatsApp using the same number, 435-2041. You could probably add the number to your WhatsApp contact list and certainly send a message there also. We would not be able to entertain calls via WhatsApp, but messages, of course, we can. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, Mr. Telesford. How are you today?
Doing pretty well. How are you this morning?
I am okay too. Well, thanks. I am calling on behalf of the children of this nation. School has started, but yesterday what I saw at a teacher's funeral, it touched my heart, and it should serve as an awakening to the counselors and so on. You know, when I saw the little children cry out their hearts in that funeral, I mean, oh my God, it was touching. So I'm saying you could see that they are affected by the killing of that teacher. He also left two young children behind. I am appealing to the counselors to please work with them, not just one little one-off thing, but you have to watch them, you know, for a good few years in their life, watch the behavior pattern and so on and so on. Sometimes we see them behaving really strange by the time they reach teenagers and we wonder, well, why and how come this child behaving like that? But it could have been something that was not corrected earlier in their life. So again, I'm appealing to the counselors to please look out for these children who are so affected by the death of Mr. Buckley. I know that Grenada is not big on counseling, because if it was, all of us would have got some kind of session after October 19.
Yes.
You know, where 1983. Because nowhere in our mind we thought we would have lived to see a prime minister and other ministers line up on a wall and shot down. So we had to just fight up and make do with it. But up to today, some of us still want to ball out, because we still have that in our heart. So I'm begging again, those counselors and so on, please work with those children, especially at the Methodist school and Mr. Buckley's two children, for a good little while, to make sure to help them to cope. Thank you, Mr. Telesford.
Thank you so much for your contribution as always. 435-2041. 435-2041. That's the number if you want to be part of To The Point this morning. Open line session we're having. Let's go back to the phone line. Let's see who's on the line this morning. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Hello.
Good morning to you, sir. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Some reason or the other, this caller is probably having some issue with his line, so let's move on. Caller, good morning, welcome. Good morning. Hello, good morning. Seems that caller is also having an issue with their line. 435-2041. That's the number if you want to get on To The Point this morning. And it's an open line. Feel free to give me a call. You probably have a particular issue you want to speak about. You probably have an opinion on something that you may like to speak on. Feel free to do so. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, caller.
Good morning. Yes, sir. Let me just say, I'm talking from a cell phone. So I don't know if I have a line. When I got cut off many times. Now, anyhow, I was saying that there are lots of things I consider to be wrong in Grenada. A lot of us are saying things that are not true. I could give you a lot of examples. For example, even recently, people were saying, or people who are given the privilege to educate the people, were saying that when you see a vehicle coming, put up your hand if you want to cross the road. And I have said it many times, that this highly tinted vehicle, the drivers could see you, but you cannot see them, so you can't make contact with them. Eye contact. That's one. Also, now I'm hearing that, and I've pledged that, I've said that already. Recently, they are educating the people, maybe one thing on the right threshold. For example, I heard yesterday, or a few days back, that when you walk in, face the oncoming traffic. And that's what I said, and I would be always saying anytime. Why you have to face the traffic is because if something is coming onto you, you can see it and get away from it, and likely to get away from it. But if you face your back, or you put your back onto the oncoming traffic, then you're likely to have a problem. Also, I've heard people talking about the mixing up when they're trying to educate people, whether it's a weather forecaster. They're talking about feet and inches and this and that. You shouldn't be doing that. I didn't say you cannot do it, because you have to shift your brain. I don't know if it's your brain, because not a psychologist or not a this or that. From one thing to the other, from imperial system to metric system. So this is wrong. If you're talking metric system, talk metric system. If you're talking imperial system, talk imperial system. A lot of us are places where you believe that.
Caller, you seem to be having a problem with your phone again.
Yeah. So, some people are educating people the wrong way. When you educate somebody, they should be able to transfer what they have learned to reality. If you teach them mathematics and you teach them 2 and 2 is 4, they should be able to associate and put it into a practical situation. If you teach them health rules, how to behave, how to clean their skin, they should be able to transfer it and able to do it. So when you talk about learning is the ability to transfer what you have been taught to reality. And a lot of us, maybe including myself, I have not learned. But I know a lot That's me. And if possible, would re-educate people.
All right, caller. Thank you.
Thank you very much, anyhow, sir.
Thank you. 435-2041. That's where we're going to take actually a break for now. Take that break. We come back with more of your calls here on To The Point, the open line edition for today, Wednesday, the 6th day of September, 2023. We're coming right back.
Mommy?
Now, it's considered to be one of the biggest threats to the world's oceans. Delegates from UN member states are gathering to confront the problem of plastic pollution. The goal is to agree on a global...
Given a chance, your plastic would choose to be put to more beneficial use. Choose recycling.
The NLA is giving you more chances to multiply your Playway winnings by adding Multi-X to your regular Playway bets to win up to 5 times more. Imagine winning as much as $1,200 instead of $240 with a $10 Playway bet by simply adding Multi-X. Place your Playway bets from $1 to $10 or in increments on your favorite Playway symbols or numbers. Then add the Multi-X option at the same value to win 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more, or free plays. With Multi-X, you must bet the same amount wagered on your regular Playway bets for your winnings to be multiplied. Grenadians, value your dreams and win your way as much as 5 times more with Multi-X added to Playway and watch your money grow. Must be 18 years or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
Welcome back, listeners. Welcome back, viewers. It's To The Point for today, Wednesday, the 6th day of September. Let's go back to the phone line. It's an open line edition this morning. We have a caller online already. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good morning to you.
All right. Let's start off by saying this. I consider myself to love my country and love my people. But we have some of us that are extremely nasty people. Right? And I make no apologies for saying this. Now, there is a little beach to the south of the island, right? It's in the True Blue area. I'm not know if you're familiar with it.
I think I have a clear idea what you're talking about.
Right. It's after you pass Prickly Bay and you're going all the way to the end where the beachfront is.
Yes.
Buses normally drive down there. Residents or people of the country would normally go there to have social functions. Families would go there to have a good time. Persons go there to bed. I know people who work in the area would sometimes drive down there to have lunch. Right? But for the life of me, I don't understand why it is that we Grenadians do not show a little bit more responsibility. They're dumping all their waste. They eat, they drink, they socialize, they're dumping all their waste onto the beachfront. Last week, there was a pile up of plastic, paper, styrofoam, glass, bottles, everything under a tree. You understand? We are too nasty. I don't see why this is also difficult for a person who utilize, who eat and drink and socialize to take the garbage and responsibly find a bin, take it back home to have it disposed of properly. There is no collection in that area. There is not a bin there that they can say, okay, well, we know that the garbage truck is passing there and collecting. But we just dumping it into the area. We just throwing it there and we go in there and we sitting down and we telling ourselves that we living in a clean society. We go in there for the aesthetics, to look at the sunset, to enjoy the beach. And we're doing that in garbage? Really? I mean to say it's not only there. I have an issue with the fact that some truckmen and persons with vehicles get jobs to deposit waste to the landfill. And they're going in all secluded areas and offloading it into the sea off a cliff into the trees, into the bushes. I mean, to say it's something wrong with us, we're crazy. But simply is that we nasty. Understand? Areas like Confor, you will see people dumping on the side of the road. Areas like Fort Judy, you would see a set of garbage just on the side on the cliffs. I mean, we got to do better than that as Grenadians.
All right, caller. All right.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your contribution. 435-2041. And I certainly do understand where the caller is coming from. I have been noticing it also. I'm someone who transfers the Granatang area on a regular basis. And I've been noticing lately the folks who sell the coconut water and, after they have, extracted the water. And there's an individual with a truck. And where I was, he couldn't see, so I just couldn't get my phone at the time to make a video of this of the individual, and he'll be dumping every Saturday for some reason. After you maybe come to the market, sell the coconut, and return with the coconut shell, the empty shells or so, and he'll be dumping it in the Granatang area, and it has been starting to pile up to a particular level. I plan on for some reason making a video of him doing that because I know who you are. Anyway, let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning, welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning to you, sir. So you've been on already, so make another contribution as quick as possible, please.
Yeah, I will go quicker.
Go right ahead, sir.
Make it, what we need is not these little containers, little somewhat barrel they putting up again to collect the waste. We need skips. So if you can't get people that could supply with skips all around the areas of Grenada, because what they have to do is to put the waste into the skips, and the truck will just raise it and go. But if people have to get whatever they have to get, whether plastic bag, and put it, and they put it all about the places, that's giving the people that have to jump up and jump down the truck too much problem and endangering their life, risking their life. That's one. And in fact, as I already said, people are educating people the wrong way. I'm hearing people talking about people have been placed in high place to educate people about heavy duty truck. What do you mean by heavy duty truck? Or the truck is heavy. What do you mean by heavy? Since something could weigh, but it put this pressure on something, and it's heavy. Whether a straw is heavy, but how heavy is it? So we have to explain what you mean by heavy duty truck. It's time that you understand that.
All right, caller. Thank you.
Talk about a certain ton. Thank you.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. 435-2041. 435-2041. That's the number. If you want to be part Alpha to the Point this morning, it's the open line edition. We do have another caller. Let's go over and say good morning, caller. Good morning and welcome.
Mr. Telesford, good morning, and how are you?
Doing pretty well. What about you?
I'm very well, thank you. Mr. Telesford, there is a program on morning. I don't know if it's a program called Chatters on the Street, but the chatters not chatting the right thing. There's so much trafficking of drugs in the prison in Richmond Hill right there, and he can't chat about it? In those days, a lot of years gone by, when there were responsible and decent prison officers, like one that just passed away, his name is Derek John, those like Anne Phillip, those like Miss Davis, and all those around that time. The prison service had pride and dignity, but now I don't know what is going on. I'm not saying that because I want to talk. I'm saying that because it is in public knowledge of what is going on. And just before this last election, about 6 weeks before, the past administration dumped about 30 little women in the prison, call them prison officers. And they have no pride and no decency. A few weeks ago, I was in town on a Friday. There was a female prison officer, well, so she called herself. Her cap in her hand and a slipper on her feet and in uniform and chowing down on a piece of watermelon. Tell me, where is the pride and dignity? We're falling, and we're falling very low, and the commissioner of prison Well, that is a kit man. They're supposed to take a look and check on those so-called prison officers at Richmond Hill. Have a good day, Mr. Telesford.
Thank you, caller. Thank you for your contribution. Also, 435-2041, 435-2041. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. You're welcome. Good morning to you, caller.
Morning.
Good morning. Go right ahead with your contribution, please.
Morning, GT. Hello?
Caller, go right ahead with your contribution, please. You're on air.
Morning. Yes, GT. My thing, what I was saying, you know, those people that unionize with government and with all the unions like TAU and all those, they get a raise every time. But those small businesses, you know, in town like the Indian stores and all those things, those people don't get a raise. The money just remain like $800 and so on for years. I think the government should put something in place that because those people are don't unionize, every time that they get those other people get a raise, they should get a raise too, like a 5%, 3%, or 10%. You know, it should go up every time those other people get a raise who unionize. Those non-unionized people should be getting a raise. I wish the government would make a law, put a law for that, so those people could benefit just the same. Thank you very much.
Thank you also for your contribution. We've been hearing lately about, of course, the issue of minimum wage will be raised pretty soon. Of course, there's talk about that. So maybe those folks who are working in that, but those particular category of workers probably will fall under that when the minimum wage will be raised. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome. Good morning to you, caller. Good morning.
Good morning, brother. How you doing, man? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. What about you?
I'm kind of twisted. So much to talk about. It just twisting my mind.
Well, it's an opportunity to say what has got you all turned up this morning, but don't keep it too lengthy, please. Go right ahead.
All right, good. Now, the government payout, I think is pay the pensioners.
Yeah.
Over 70 and counting $1 million. And was expecting that money would have come back into the economy and circulate. But most of the pensioners, as they get that money, they go and sink it in the bank. And some of them put it on checking account. So the bank would advise them, put it in a checking account, you know. And most of them don't understand why it was a checking account, but they're going to put it there. Because they feel they can write a check when they want and they're feeling good, they're feeling important. But the bank is more playing them. Now, why would somebody get $300,000 and go and sink it in the bank and just leave it there? You are making yourself poor. So when you put that money in the bank, and the bank would give you maybe 0.05%, or take that money, the bank would take that money and borrow that money for 6 and 7%. The bank is making a profit on your money while your money sit there, and inflation go up over a couple of years. So that money you put there gets less and less. While you, as a person who have all that money, could invest that money, or invest a portion of that money, create a job, create something in the country that could benefit yourself and somebody else. But we have this thing in this country here. Once we get money, we put it in the bank, and which we are making ourselves poor. Saving money don't make you rich, you know. Saving money in the bank make the bank rich. So the bank will take your money and borrow it. But saving money for an individual make you poor, because after every year inflation go up. So your money in the bank, if you could buy a Coke, after a year you can't buy the Coke again because inflation gone, the Coke price gone up. So we have to sort of think in this country here. Stop saving money in banks. Invest your money and create a return. Whatever investment you find you're good at, whatever you think you can do or you can invest in, it makes more sense. You know, if you get a return on your money, your 300 grand, your 100 grand you want to invest, it makes more sense. But we think about buying a vehicle and we reach out. We have this mentality that we reach. Stop that. That's my second point I want to make is that I see a tip that in Carriacou, they want to stop it from animals that is loose. They would pong it and they would sell that animal. I've seen that problem growing in this country for a long time. Because I used to mine a lot of sheep, you know that. Out there mining cows and still. But there's a disrespect for people that mine animals in this country, a very serious disrespect. They see you as you're nobody, you're hungry, you're a dog. They see you anyhow. Now, when I was younger growing up, I used to mine sheep in the pasture. I've seen you take the pasture and say you can't mine sheep in the pasture because playing sports there. Well, then I moved towards the school pasture. They say, no, you can't mine sheep in the school pasture because the kids play in the pasture. So I moved to the cemetery. They say you can't mine sheep in the cemetery because people are, they don't want sheep time in the cemetery. So I sold my sheep on them. But over the years, I'm looking. There is no young person in my village who's mining sheep. So when you want to buy a sheep now, you have to travel or look all over the place. You can't get a sheep. And the price gone up so high that some people can afford a sheep. Now, Carriacou used to be that place where you can go and get animals easy because why? Carriacou puts a lot of animals. But now I realize this thing which in Carriacou now. So in the future, I could bet you can't find animals in Carriacou. Now, you may say, oh, animal damaging people, so let's stop that. What you can do is that the farms are not bringing fencing material, like wires and posts over the fence places. Drop the taxes on that. So farmers can fence the property at next to nothing. So you want to farm, you can go and get your fencing material, fence your property, so you protect your farm from animals. People want to fence their home and whatever, but animals have to be free. You have to let animals grow because if we are living on an island, bro, we need that meat. We need to have animals growing in this country. We can't be, blocking people from growing animals because we're rich now, we don't want to see sheep and goat and cow. We don't want to see them. We need to see them.
Okay, caller, take another. Take it easy, man. Have a good one. And there, folks might take you to task. A good friend of mine, when you speak a lot about meat, he may take you to task of that. Let me take, of course, some of the comments that is placed via the WhatsApp before I entertain another caller. And this individual on WhatsApp is saying they have two concerns. One, the roads in Grenada are difficult to walk, and having abandoned vehicles on the side of the roads make it dangerous for us as pedestrians. We struggle. Our lives are in danger, and we have to look out for oncoming vehicles and abandoned vehicles. There's an abandoned vehicle on the road as you enter Laborie. Second corner, there's a mechanic shop at the bottom of the road, down the hill, as she's saying, him or her is saying. And I would like the authorities to look into this, looking for it, and kindly move this will make it safe for all. So she's talking about abandoned vehicles and also the conditions of the roads. Let's entertain another caller there. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Telesford.
Good morning to you.
With regards to what one of your previous callers stated about the minimum wage people, the minimum wage people are those people he referred to that work at the Indian stores, and so they are being represented by the CIWU, Commercial and Industrial Workers Union.
All right.
That the president, I think, was Mr. Mason and Mrs. Fraser, and they work hard to represent these people. There are cases where some of the people in the stores are saying that, you shouldn't take out their monies for the union and they don't want to be represented. But most of these people have been represented by the CIWU. You have Huggins, you have those at MNIB. If you remember, they were negotiating there. Those at, Ramdanis and the other stores, they've been represented by the CIWU.
Thank you, caller. Thank you for your contribution. 435-204. And let's take another comment via WhatsApp this morning. And this individual via the WhatsApp is saying that that the caller that spoke about prison officers need to get most of her facts straight. The last batch of prison officers that was employed at the prison was in 2017, and the number of female wasn't 30. Yes, an officer was caught trying to bring in drugs, and is very, as in every organized institution, they are corrupt workers. She spoke as though all prison officers are trafficking. Sometimes we need to facts check before speaking. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning and welcome. Good morning to you, caller. Caller, good morning, welcome.
Yes, good morning.
Would you mind lowering your whatever you have device in the background, please? It's distracting.
Yes.
Good morning. Go right ahead, please.
Yeah. I am am not a regular listener to your program because most of the time I'm not around. But this morning I'm sitting here and I hear this guy call concerning Karakou and about animals. What I know, I am a landowner. And I know what these people give. A lot of them, I'm not telling you directly that is the guy, that's what he's doing. But I know this is a norm. People want to rear humped-in heads of cattle and sheep and goat and whatnot. And they wouldn't even say, well, okay, come, miss, I see you have property. Can you rent me a piece? I would say, I wouldn't rent, but cut it and you can fence it and do it. They just want to rear the animal on people's property, on people's land where they plant this stuff for them to eat and for them to sell and whatever. And people think this is good. This is not good. Well, or not.
So you're saying maybe if they ask permission to use an individual's property, would it be? Are you saying it may be easier, better if they ask permission to use someone's property?
Yes. Instead of you having your animal let loose and damaging people, and then, oh no, this is bad. And it's a thing I always say, Yes, now I'm saying this. If somebody come and they say, Miss, I'm not going to call my name. I don't know, a lot of people know my voice. Miss, I see you have a lot of wasteland. Can I rent? I'll be open-handed.
All right. Well, folks, probably they're hearing you. Well, probably they're hearing you now, so they probably will take the initiative and probably visit you and see what arrangements can be made.
Yes, I rather that than you having because if you let your animal loose like that, we used to say Lego base. That's not anymore because people trying to make a living otherwise. People planting the little garden. Look me here. I can't plant. I have so much land and I can't plant and I can't fence. Sometimes I can't even get money to buy food. And I love I was in that position.
Thank you, caller.
But do it in a decent way. Don't let go your animal and expect people to swallow line who can think of because what happened? No. This is bad.
Thank you for your contribution. Thank you so much. 435-2041, 435. So I guess you heard the call of it. If you probably want to rear livestock and you don't have a particular property to have them to graze on, as we say locally, speak to the individual. Yeah, I'm not sure she didn't give a name, but get in contact with her some way or the other, and probably some arrangement can be made. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks for taking my call, my boy. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
First of all, let me call out a few people here that
For some reason, the other caller, you sound way back. I'm not sure if it's your phone line or where you're located, but having difficulty hearing you.
Probably is where I'm located.
Okay.
All right, then let me just say kudos to Mr. Rolo this morning on his contribution. I mean, I don't have that kind of a facility that I can support him in that true sense and that aspect. Let me just also talk about the guy who just speaks about the animals and whatnot. Now, I'm a farmer. I've been farming since I've been probably 2 years old. I can remember happily going to my father to pick up nutmeg and mango and whatnot in my land from age 2. And my father is dead now, and I have 3 acres of land in my hand one way, and I have 5 acres another way. And I can tell you, last May, I planted 6 green bee stools, 6, together with 5 plantain and some blogger and other produce. And I wouldn't call places names or whatnot, etc. But this animal thing, man, I could tell you, man, I'm looking at some goats. Even as I'm speaking now, I'm looking at some. Man, I mean, what I'm saying, man, all of what I've planted in May and was coming, and this pile of goats just lick up, eat up, bite up, whatnot, etc. I mean, I could support. You know, you want to do farming in animal husbandry, livestock and whatnot. You telling me about going in cemetery and going in pasture and going in playfield and whatnot. Man, you're a big joker, man. You can't be doing that as a farmer. And, you know, again, we're always somehow in this country, you know, because it's the same problem. All these things created and caused by the past administration. They sit down in office and allow these things to happen pretty often. I mean, a guy put a cutlass on my face because I catch him in my land. He's stealing my nutmeg. And threatening to chop me up and do me all kind of system thing and whatnot. I had to run. I had to put bucket over my head and run because stone and whatnot, etc. I mean, watch, man. And watch me at present. 1 foot I have, and you'd be surprised to see me in my land walking. Man, look, man. How you get all your acts together, Get all your acts together, man. You're people think twice. Stop dirty in the side of the road with all your Kentucky boxes and whatnot, etc. the status quo probably has to change. It's time for Canadian people to recognize. In closing, let me talk to Mr. Marshall from Victoria. Let me also talk to a man in St. David's. I don't know if he, but he will say, economy. Anyhow, have a good day.
You too, caller. Have a good one yourself. We drew for a break. Let's take it. We come back in our final segment of To The Point. Stay with us, folks. We come in right back after the break.
The biggest party in sport is back. CPL and WCPL return with more action than ever before.
Are you kidding me?
Watch the biggest names in cricket battle it out in the race for glory.
Celebrate some more.
Get your tickets now at cplt20.com or at the box office. Join the party. Experience cricket played louder.
Grenada's broadcast of Republic Bank CPL 2023 is made possible by Republic Bank. We're the one for you. The National Lotteries Authority, Grenlec, and Hard On Plus.
Coming up on Caribbean Passport, the best young athletes from across the Commonwealth, all in one place? That's right. A regional banks initiative is demonstrating the power to make a difference. Healthy cooking, empowering climate change, and drastic love for Antigua and Barbuda. It's all next on this station.
Welcome back to our listeners of Classic Radio 105.5, 105.9, and GBN TV, whatever the channel you're viewing us from. Good morning to you and welcome back. It's To The Point, the open line edition. Our final 10 minutes left on the program this morning. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. Welcome. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. GT, and how are you?
Doing pretty well, sir. What about you?
All right. Well, I just want to do a follow-up on that. A gentleman made something about the bay in Chublu. Well, you see, I'm down here a long time, and I live in the south. So what I know about that bay before, during Expo 69, that whole bay area was transformed and called the Nutmeg Theater. So that is all where the big shows used to happen. And then after, that bay is supposed to call Buckingham Bay. That's what Mr. Gary made it. And during the Expo thing, they had a period where they say, okay, they make it Discovery Day. So all the people could have come to that Nutmeg area, come to that bay, and you can look for a shell, pick up and sell, and make it like a discovery. You discover something. So that area was a real and nice area in the 60s, 70s. Now, this garbage thing is serious. My area where I live in the south. I will tell you now, anytime you pass in Putney area in the south, especially in Monridge, and you see some stone with some markings on it, and then at the last one marked Grenada Nice, and there's a Grenada flag flying there. I can tell you that was a garbage dump. And my house is below. And I've been preaching. I go to the Ministry of Health to stop people from dumping garbage, even all my neighbors, and no one was heeding. When a truck came and dumped up there and it started coming down in my yard and on top of a little shed I have, then I started to take some serious action. I get a truck and a JCB Baku to stay on the road and pull out the stuff, all the garbage, and load it onto the truck. And imagine, that man charged me $500 to take that truck to the landfill. Because why? He told me the trip used to be $300, but because of the road problem in on that western side, Molineux project, they have to go around, so that's what caused it. So anytime you're in that area and you see that place and the transformation I did there, and it was a dump heap and coming in my yard and on top of my shed, you could know what people can do if we really take initiative to do things, and we have to keep Grenada clean. What I'm saying here now, I see the Ministry of Health. They're asking people to put out garbage. Now they're taking out some of the bins and put in things, smaller things. You have to put the smaller things and put not no more jumps. You have to add like the dumpsters, or call them skip. 2 of that added to where they used to throw. People need to bring out things. Remember, look at the development of the South area. They should even have a little small collecting area where you can, if you want, you can come in your small truck and pay a small fee and dump your stuff there, or bigger things can dump there, and they have transportation taking it from here to the landfill because of that road problem. And that situation that they're including it, they're going to make Grenada into, all over Grenada, into one dump heap. Already I saw it in the parking lot in the supermarket. I saw someone come there with garbage, and when they're ready to leave, they just put a 2 bag of garbage silently and drive away. That will be going on all over the Grenada. And blame your Ministry of Health. Or look at a place like where by the cemetery in Granans there, where they move that bin from there. Instead of moving that bin there, they should add 2 skip to that. You asking people to put out things from the house because you want to clean up Grenada. No, they're doing things and they're not studying. When the same time, the people must come out in the morning to put out that garbage. This is the same people that getting up 4 and 5 and 6 in the morning to get to work. To go, so how they going to go down, throw garbage, then go back up and get ready to work? No, put the bins there. When they're going down, they're going to take the bins. We need place to bring things out. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, caller. Thank you for your contribution. I understand what you're saying, but the Solid Waste Management Authority, if you listen to their programs from time to time, right here on GBN, you will hear they talk about the curbside pickup. They were trying to discourage folks from just dumping garbage in the bins. So if your garbage remains home, on a particular day, the disposal company will be coming and collect it. I think that's what they were trying to do, instead of you just throwing your garbage in bins and it becomes unsightly. So I think that was really the reason for the curbside pickups. Let me go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning, welcome.
Yeah, brother. I just want to say that
make your contribution quickly because you're almost out of time.
That last caller was calling. I mean, it made so much sense. This is something I wanted to talk about also too. I realize solid waste causing people to dump things all over the place, and they're not seeing the sense in that.
Are you saying that? Are you saying that the solid waste management is encouraging folks to dump things all around the place?
Yes. Let me say the way I say that. They break down all the bins in Grenada, and they expect it to put a drum by the road. Get up in the night and carry it, just garbage by the road. We always lose dog on them all over the place.
I don't think they were encouraging you to put a drum by the road. They were actually encouraging curbside pickup. So there are particular days or particular time that the disposal trucks will come by and collect the garbage directly from by your home. I think that's the real what they were trying to say.
But how our country is designed, people have houses all over the place. So how will you achieve that?
I understand. Someone may be living way up the hill, so it may be a little difficult for a truck to go up.
Well, up the hill, in the back, across the... We're not living in a suburb where every house is by the road and designing nicer roads and like in New York and other places. You cannot design things like New York. Down here, we have a bin. Everybody from the village bring the garbage by the bin. Now, if a problem is, say, you see TV and you see fridge by the bin, the person who are driving the truck should take the information. Look, at particular bin, I see this, I see that. Bring back to the central office, send that truck, an open back truck to collect that. It's as simple as that. Why you want to tell us? I mean, this is planning crazy. I don't know how they get a work in there.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. 435-204. We probably could accommodate 1 or 2 more callers if they come really, really quickly. We've not much time left. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, morning, GC again. But in defense of the solid waste people, I think we ought to understand what they have been trying to do over the years. they've been trying to create a sense of responsibility. The idea, and I haven't worked with them in the beginning. I could talk about St. Mark's, Victoria, where there was a resistance, and eventually people got caught on to the thing. You have to take responsibility and make time to dispose your waste. Some people will wait until after the vehicle pass, after the truck pass, to go and put their stuff in the bin.
Thank you, caller.
And then on top of that, people put dogs, they pick pigs, and even human beings they are put in the bins. They have to be responsible. And that's where the guy who was on the radio Monday talking about nutrition mentioned the concept of social responsibility. We have to become responsible people. We are totally irresponsible. And when it comes to mental illness, all of that with the animal thing that have been discussed this morning, all of that contributes to breakdown of mental health in this country. We have to take responsibility and don't blame other people. The solid, in all honesty, throughout the years, the solid waste people have done a lot. Mona Julian have done enormous. She should be even given an award. So don't say that the solid waste people are encouraged. I think it's ridiculous to encourage.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contribution. We have 3 minutes moving up before 10 o'clock. We probably could accommodate one more call and take a wrap for today's program. 435-2041, 435-2041. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. You're welcome.
Yes, GT, good morning. I was really reluctant to call. But GT, when you listen from beginning to end, Grenadians seem to be, I don't know, they're not aware of the times they're living in. My advice to Grenada, seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Let the unrighteous forsake his ways and the ungodly man his thoughts. And let him turn unto the Lord, for he will abundantly pardon. Grenada, like most of the world, is in turmoil. It is a spiritual thing, it's a prophetic thing, it's a biblical thing. What is happening to people because they refuse to adhere to God, refuse to turn to God. So chaos will reign. If Grenadians turn to God, their lifestyle will change, they will do differently. So all I could advise Grenada, pray, and accept Jesus Christ as your Savior and Lord. Get your sins forgiven and be ready to meet the Almighty.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning, and what a great way to end today's program. I want to thank all who contributed some way or the other, whether by your phone calls, the messages you sent. There was a couple of messages via the WhatsApp that I didn't get a chance to, just really saw it. So I will not be able to read it out right now, probably another morning. Thanks once again for being part of To The Point for today, folks. Join me again tomorrow for another edition of To The Point. Have yourself a good one, and have a great day.